WideSide Sports. Welcome into the program, everybody. Back and better than ever. I don't know about better, but we're here. We're present. Probably a little below average.
Yeah, below average for sure. I mean, it's warm today.
Yeah, it's a nice, pleasant day.
Yeah, we don't have to have the
day.
NIPCO running.
I mean, no jackets needed.
Nope.
You didn't really need underwear today?
No.
Probably.
No, I didn't.
Could have went without.
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
Not too much flopping either. It's just cold enough to not have the extra extension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you this, because it was cold over the weekend,
Uh-huh.
and fucking get this.
Yeah.
So, I'm asleep Saturday night.
Okay.
I don't know, 11-ish.
Yeah.
And I get woken up. Like, sounds like a jet is wrecking into my house.
Oh, Jesus.
Just like this rumble, like house shaking kind of.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? So I run out of the bedroom. It's my furnace.
Oh, God.
So obviously, it's like after I live. So I turn it off.
Uh-huh.
And like, well, I'm not, doing anything tonight.
Yeah.
So I grab like an electric heater, throw it in the bedroom, turn it on, set it up, go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning, like, it feels pretty good in here.
Yeah. Open the door.
Buddy, I open that door. It's like 49 degrees in the rest of the house because I got down to 20 or whatever overnight. So like, I got to see what's going on. So I'm thinking, obviously, shake, it's shaking. So it's probably the motor, like the bearing went out. And obviously, the ducting runs everywhere. So it's shaking all the ducting.
Yeah.
So I go down there. Obviously, I'm no HVAC experience.
None.
So I watch a couple YouTube videos. Got it.
Nice.
So pull everything apart. So I need to take the squirrel cage out with the impellers and the motor.
Yeah.
All the wiring, and I do mean all of the wiring has to be moved. If I don't understand that the one opening, why is there not another panel that you can pull off?
Yeah.
But two, if you have, why does all the wiring have to be, not only, it's mounted on the squirrel cage.
Oh, okay.
So I have to disconnect that, unplug a bunch of fucking wires, took a shit ton of pictures.
Yeah.
Get that moved out of the way. Pretty shocking to find out. Take 2 screws out, pulled it up.
Oh, nice.
No problem.
No problem
Just
there.
like 2 screws. Then it's like it's an updraft, so it's hanging.
Okay.
So it's like you got those little tongues and stuff. So it just slides out. So I'm like, so I grab the shaft.
Yeah.
Give it a wiggle.
Nice and tight.
Didn't fucking move. So I kind of spun free. Like, well, it's not the motor. Because, I would have felt that. So it's like, and I'd also seen that, like, obviously, it's getting older.
Yeah.
Like you get some dirt built up on some fins, and if like a chunk blows off, those things are so perfectly balanced that a little bit of weight difference and they start shaking. So get my trusty little air compressor down there.
Blow it all out.
Blow this thing out. And it's really like not a lot's coming off of.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like I get the one side done because there's like 2 sides and there's like almost like a piece of sheet metal in between with a little hole. So you can't. So from the other side, so I have to pull it a little further out. And I didn't want to detach the motor, so I'm kind of in between blowing those fins. And it's like, I don't see anything. So I start kind of spin it with my finger a little bit.
Yeah.
And it rolls around. A fucking mouse had gotten in. There was like a little gap between my filter and like the sheet metal.
Yeah.
Gotten in and then got fucking sucked in and wedged between the 2 fins.
Oh my God. Now you're pulling a mouse out of the.
So.
Oh shit.
Obviously, still don't want to disconnect. I don't want to disconnect the motor.
At all.
At all.
Yeah.
You can't fit your hand in there in the gap. So I run over to Harbor Freight and for $8 buy a 2-pack of extra long needles.
Yeah.
Because I had that and then one with a 90 on the end, which are always helpful to have.
Yeah.
So go down there.
Pinch it out.
Pinch it. Fucking pulls out. Push everything back. Put all the wires back. Hook everything up. Fucking smooth.
Nice. Just fucking mouse got in there.
Yeah.
That's
I was
wild.
like, what the fuck?
Why was it?
I would have never crossed my mind.
No, it's like, how cold was that mouse that I went towards the heat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously, I don't have a finished basement or whatever. It's been cold as shit. So obviously didn't think I had, because I put shit out every fall and stuff to try to handle any situation from these little field fuckers trying to come in the house, you know? Of like, but what are the chances that there's like a little gap that it got through
just enough
at the right time for it to get sucked in there?
Wild.
And it's like, and I mean, talk about house shake. I mean, felt like the house was shaking. Now everywhere I'm walking is right above ductwork.
Yeah.
But it's like, so I'm thinking, fuck, this is going to be $1,000 or $15 or
$8. Yeah, whole unit,
$8.
Yeah,
of like, and probably a piece of tooling I'd kind of like to have around the house, anyways.
Yeah.
I just didn't happen to have it. Like, all right, well,
I had something like that. Obviously, with the way that my house looks, redoing it right now.
Yeah.
I had to disconnect. We had bought a new thermostat itself, putting the drywall back up on the walls. When I did the one side, it gave me a chance I had to put the thermostat back up on that side before I could put the other side up, just make it easier. I do that. Everything goes good. The newer thermostat has a little bit newer wires, I guess, different wires, because it's an older furnace, right? The furnace doesn't have a yellow wire, which would connect your AC.
Right.
So you have to put there's like two whites. You have to put one of those with the yellow wire or something like that. Okay. Put that all together. Heat's not kicking on. And it's like, this is one of like the 2 weeks where it's fucking 0 degrees outside. I'm like, oh shit. It's in the evening. Oh God. Like Molly's asleep. She's taking a nap with the boys. I'm like, it's like a Sunday or something like that. I'm like, oh fuck. All right, don't freak out. Luckily, my uncle's an HVAC guy. Call him. I'm FaceTiming him. I got like my phone propped up on like a chair, like into the furnace. He's like, dude, everything looks fine. Take it out. So I kind of do the same thing. I don't have to do many wires or anything like that. Take it out. Like, filters here. I put a new filter in just in case it was, too dirty from all the dust and shit. Put that back, put everything together. Man, I don't know what it could be. All right. He's like, well, let's go look at the thermostat. Okay. There is a spot. There is on the thermostat where the little pallet where you like hook the wires in.
Yeah.
There are 2 white spots. I had it in the wrong white spot. There's the one of the white wires goes to the yellow spot for the air conditioning. There's another white wire that goes for like your heat, essentially. Like that makes the heat work.
The call.
Yeah. There's 2 W spots. I put it in the one that was on the spot at my other one.
Yeah.
Like I just took a picture of it and I was like, oh, it's probably the same. No, it needed to be in the other one. 2 hours. Took this furnace apart. No, just put the wire in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
Plugged it back in, put it back on the wall, kicked right on. I was like, God damn it. He's like, yeah. Feel like an idiot, don't you? I'm like, yeah, I do. Thanks for the help. I was like, dick.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing is like, there's a whole bunch of colors.
Yeah.
Feel free to use them.
Yeah. I didn't know. I'm not HVAC is not one of my specialties. No. And I was on YouTube hooking it up.
Yeah.
Making sure I was like, okay, that makes sense. Reading stuff. And then when it went turn on, I went right back to YouTube. I'm like, okay, well, it worked before, so it has to be the thermostat. I'm like, but I hooked up the thermostat exactly like it showed.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe it's something there.
How close were you to hooking the old thermostat back up?
Oh, it was my next step.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I couldn't figure it, if he was like, I can't figure it out, I just put the old thermostat back on. It's fine.
Yeah, because
I'll have a professional. I'll have him come over and look at it when he has a free time.
Yeah, like thermostats are just like I think it's just that feeling too of when the wires get so small that they must be really important, which they are. But I had that issue last year of like thinking that something fucked up because like my heat and stuff wasn't kicking on properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking battery in the thermostat. just put a new one in.
Put new one in.
It's like, well, you should replace this every like once a year.
Yeah.
Is what they say. Buddy, that thermostat has been there for fucking... I moved back to town 10 years ago.
Yeah.
12 years. I haven't put one in since I've been back. Must have been a really good battery.
Yeah,
but it's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I don't want to put that old one back on because it's yellow, because it's been in there for so long. And I'm like, we're making this a nice new looking house, but I don't want to put the old one back on, and it's there. You have to look at it.
I've talked to some HVAC guys, and they've told me, I don't know if this is true, it's like, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's just diagnosis. It's like obviously the barrier to entry is just like the tools you need for diagnostics are very expensive. I mean,
yeah,
as far as like those clips that they, put on hot and cold and, all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, but the basics of it is very.
And like I said, I can replace the filter. I can do that. But I was like, man, if something ever happens to this thing.
And they say that, but when I took that up, that big fucking computer board looked like a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's a lot of wires.
But then again, thinking, as HVAC guys aren't going to know.
Yeah.
They're just, you buy a new board.
Uh-huh.
Well, there's a burn mark on it. Get a new board. It's not like they're it's not like they're putting a little fucking half amp fucking resistor in this.
Yeah. So I have like the panel off, and it kicks back on, and like you can see like the motor running. Jackson comes in, touches it. Ow! Why'd you touch that? Well, it was spinning. Like, just because it's spinning doesn't mean you touch it, moron.
Well, now he knows.
Yeah, I was like, don't touch it
That's
again.
how you learn.
And then he started crying. I'm like, dude, you're not in trouble. Like, and it didn't hurt. It scared you. Like, yeah. Ugh. I thought I had that breaker box in there is just wicked because it's not, and we moved a bunch of stuff around anyway, so I had to go back and relabel some things. I thought I had this one outlet off, and I'm, I grab it and it's not a shock.
It's tingle.
It's just a tingle. It feels like it vibrates your hand, and I, to me, it's like a delayed reaction because you don't really realize that you're being shocked until you actually realize, like, man, what is that? And then you're like, oh shit, and you pull it back. So I grab it, and I was like, oh man, and Jackson goes, Mom, Dad electrocuted himself. I was like, dude, I didn't electrocute. I touched the hot wire. We're fine. And Molly's like, is he okay? He goes, yeah, he said he's fine. It's like, okay, thanks. Thank you.
Just let me know.
Yeah, thank you, doctor.
I did that once of, like, we redid the living room of my house.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was over there, like, we shut the breaker off, turned all the outlets off,
Mm-hmm.
Go through, putting everything back together, get to the one that handles, like, the ceiling fan.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, that one being in the living room, that outlet, wired to the hallway.
That's weird.
So you got a little tingle.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, what the fuck?
When we first moved into the other house, the covers were white, but they didn't replace the actual outlet. So they were like that beige, brown, whatever color. So Molly wanted to take some of those out. I'm like, okay. So she's down in the garage where the, breaker box is, and we're on FaceTime, and I'm like, okay, I got my plug in. I'm like, just start clicking some of the ones that are labeled like upstairs house, like upstairs bedroom. Like, okay, leave that one off. I'll call you when I got them to replace. It's okay. Like, okay. I said something. I'm like, okay, you should be good now. And then I went, hold on. And as I said, hold on, she flipped it back on, and it got me good because I had like I was touching the metal screwdriver on the metal. I'm like, it got me good. It was it was a tough one. Like, my elbow hurt. I'm like, man. She goes, you told me to. I'm like, I know. I'm sorry. Should have. God damn, that one got me good. That did not feel good. Not feel good at all.
Yeah, I get tingled a lot from, like, I work with sprinkler heads and shit like that. It's all low stuff. It's like, yep, that one's still on.
Yep, that one's still on. I've had it a couple times. The guy who was coming over to help me with the electric, that box is so old that some of the stuff that's screwed into the actual box is taken back, like the coating is taken back too far. So he's like running his hand up, and he's like, oh God. I'm like, dude, just shut off the box. He's like, yeah, but I didn't want to do that. Like everything I'm trying. I'm like, it's fine. I'd rather you do that than you stand there and go, because we're putting in the oven right now. Okay, so I don't need you to shoot through the wall because you touched the 220 spot, dude. Yeah, he goes, I'm like, it's fine. Like, just shut it off. It's okay. We can live without heat for 20 minutes, however long this takes to do it. He goes, yeah. He goes, that hurt. I'm like, yeah, I fucking bet it did. Idiot.
That was, I seen one. It was just a explanation video. It was the grandpa and his grandson.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say grandson, he's like 20 or whatever. And it's like at a farm.
Uh-huh.
And they're in the barn. And the grandpa leans up against the pole. He puts his hand on the pole, and there's, like those just exposed, Romex or whatever running up. And he's got his hand on it, gripping around the pole. At the same time, like a rat or something, like got up his pant leg a little and like bit him on the ankle.
Oh, shit.
And he starts shaking to get the rat out and screaming. Grandson thinks he's being electrocuted, grabs a fucking 2x4.
Oh, shit.
And swings it to break him free of the electricity, broke his fucking arm.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
It's like Tomahawk chopped his arm off. He goes, I thought you were... It's like, well, I need a rabies shot.
Yeah. I gotta get a cast. You know those like open lamp lights? They got like the clip on it that you can clip on things, but it's basically open.
Yeah.
Well, when I was a kid at my mom's house, their tub was leaking underneath. Well, we had gotten in there, and my dad had just like whatever the access hole that we had. He got down in there, and he's shining to see where like the leak is. But as he's like moving the light towards the leak, it leaks more in the open, and he's just going. He's standing there, he's going, and I'm like, what's going on? He's like, he goes, it stopped. I'm like, what? He goes, I think I just got electrocuted. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, I'm like 7. I didn't know. I didn't know what the hell was going on. 7 or 8. I'm just there, just like, watching him do his thing. He's like, oh, I'm okay. I'm like, okay. Are you? Because I've never heard you make those noises before. You're kind of the toughest person that I know at this point in my life, and you're making those sounds. Doesn't sound fun to me.
Kind of being a bitch.
Yeah. Did it hurt? But yeah, I can still like you can hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can still like remember the sounds that he was making because he was trying to like talk.
Yeah.
As he was, and it was like I was like, oh, huh, all right.
Maybe a different light next time.
Maybe a flashlight. We have a couple of them.
Well, that was the other thing. I don't have any fucking flashlights at my house.
Oh, really? I don't either.
So at first it was like phone light.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I needed a couple things. So I just ran over to the golf course and got one of my fucking headlamps.
Yeah. That's what, it's like one of the best things I bought. Like Harbor Freight has like their door busters sometimes. And it's like at the front, like register, they have like stuff for like $3 and stuff.
Yeah.
But a $3 headlamp that you just plug in the wall and charge.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That was the other thing with Harbor Freight is like, do we need to be playing the music this loud?
Yeah, I know.
It's like a club?
It's
or like
odd.
what? Like you can't hear yourself think in that store.
No.
And
like, none of the shit like makes sense where it is.
Where it is? No.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's like I'm in the mechanical aisle, like cars, right next to not anything that would have to do with cars.
I struggled. Now, it's going to sound weird because it was on an end cap. But like I bought those pliers and I'm like, because I had to move some wires. I don't have any zip ties. I'll just buy a little pack of zip ties.
Yeah.
And I'm like in the electrical section or whatever. Like that's a pretty fucking common thing. I was like, I walked around the store. I couldn't find the zip ties.
Yeah.
Like,
and there's a whole shit ton of them too when you find them.
Right on that. It's like, there's every size you ever wanted is here.
Exactly.
But I couldn't find it.
No, it's weird. It's an odd one.
And it's not on an end cap that you'd think it'd be on.
Yeah.
It's like, it's on an end cap of the power tool aisle. Of like, that's not.
It's funny to me because the power tools go into like gardening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You need a table saw and a hose. Okay. Thanks. Right beside each other.
I bought some wing dividers too. Because I needed some for my other projects.
Yeah.
And like the order from the site that I order stuff from, the wing dividers are like $65.
Oh shit.
And I was like, well, these are $4.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, it's odd. It's odd.
I hate being an adult. I really do.
Yeah.
I just want to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm going to make this fucking house payment every goddamn month. Fucking electric too? God damn.
With the Harbor Freight thing, I'll buy like little stuff from there. Like I always buy like if I want something to last, I'll buy it not from there.
Yeah.
But I've always like, hey, like the little stuff doesn't really matter. Like it's the same shit, So I went and bought Sawzall blades there. I needed a couple and I didn't want to go across town. It bent within 30 seconds of me using. I'm like, God damn it. Like, okay, maybe it does fucking matter. I went to Lowe's and bought a pack. Been using the same one for 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay. Yeah, that's the difference. So then I was like, I got the little like hand roto zip for the drywall and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran out of bits. I came with one. I'm like, all right, I apparently don't have enough like drill bits to put in there to make it work. I was like, okay, I'll just run to Harbor Freight and get some. I went through 4 in an hour. It's like, what do you made this out of?
Yeah.
Like,
they're very good for now. There's some stuff that's good.
Yeah, some
that
stuff.
Little air compressor I bought from there. I've been using that for fucking 2 years.
I got 2 of my air compressors from there. It's nice. Yeah,
but it's very nice of the. Hey, this is a specialty thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only ever going to use this once.
Yeah.
If it gets me through this, and then 5 years from now, if I need it again, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
like wrenches and stuff,
yeah,
like it'll get you if you just need it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a reason that like I have this massive hole and my lip had to get put back together because that was a Harbor Freight wrench. So I don't tend to use those if I don't have to.
I got shot at the old house. The neighbor let me borrow his air stapler.
Yeah.
Was putting up the fencing and stuff. And I got backfired so much. I had one like stick into my arm.
Yeah.
Because it would shoot out the back. I'm like, what the hell? He's like, yeah, I go, sometimes it gets you. I'm like, why didn't you say that before you handed it to me? Like, hey, be careful, it backfires sometimes. Like, yeah.
That's not supposed to be a thing at all.
It's not supposed to be. There's supposed to be like a guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. If it hits something that won't put it through, it'll just shoot backwards. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, thanks.
But it is nice to have it there because there's nothing on this side of town. I mean, like, I will do that. I'll just go to Tractor Supply and buy some things too. Like, I always see somebody there I know. And I was like, why are you buying that here? It's so expensive. Like, I'm not driving all the way across town.
Yeah. It's just
like,
expensive.
It's $6 cheaper over at Lowe's. I'm like,
okay.
I
need it now.
I'm going to spend a couple of dollars just to drive to Lowe's. Plus, I have to get in an argument with myself about somebody that doesn't know how to use a fucking roundabout.
Yeah.
It's not a stop sign, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every day. I did today.
Especially the 2-lane ones.
Screaming. I know they might have heard me too because there's a chance they had windows cracked. Mine was down. Smoking a cigarette and I just screaming.
Not a fucking stop sign.
Oh, you just hear, fucking go.
I hate the ones where they think it's a 1-laner.
Yeah.
So they just like cut you off in the middle of the turn. It's like, dude, no, like it's not. There's a white line. Which sucks because the one going towards west on Fort Amanda is a 1-laner. Yeah. And everything else is a 2.
Yeah, it's 2 down to it doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense. Either make it all 1 or make it all 2. Don't have
it merging into.
It's stupid.
The one, like it almost happened to me today, of like, coming around, heading back home, coming around to Fort Amanda to head out. And it was right at, school's getting out. Mm-hmm. So it is
busier now.
As I'm going, coming around and they're kind of coming just past BP, the aggressive nature that they pull up there of like, hey, you're like 10 feet past that line. Like, I'm going down this road.
Yeah, exactly.
And you came to a stop almost in the road. Like,
yield still means you have to do a little stopping.
Take a look. And I'm in the 1 lane.
Yeah.
Like, there is no. Yeah, that was
that is probably the best part about the ones that are on 309. Like, they're all 1 lane, singles. So it makes everything easier.
I mean, at first, like, when you hear about it, it's like, this is America. We don't have this traffic circle bullshit.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I prefer them.
Yeah.
Let's just let's move this along because, like, the quick trigger lights and shit because it's
that and people just pulling out in front of you and stuff.
And everybody's got to stop and get on their phone. And that was the other one that got me yesterday. Is I'm going to get in a fist fight one of these days of just the, hey, a stop sign is not a hey, let me stop and text somebody real quick. Like there's other fucking people here, man. We live in a society.
Yeah. Yeah, you just don't pull it out.
It's going to be a show of all the things I hate.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about. I have been thinking I don't know why I just came up with it like a week or so ago, but I've been coming up with like my own little list.
Yeah. Of things you hate?
No.
Oh, okay.
Top 5, like either TV show or movies. Top 5 jokes. Like that just hit for you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like this some grand thing, but just hits you.
Mm-hmm.
Like the couple that I use are in Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
When he talks about breeding and she's like, any unusual breed, he's like, that mostly doggy.
Say, yeah.
Like that just hits me.
Yeah.
And in Hot Fuzz, where the priest gets shot in the shoulder and he just goes, Jesus Christ. Like that.
I tell you the one that got me, because the first time that I heard it was on like a DVD, so it said the F word.
Yeah.
Was when it was Family Guy and it was Quagmire's dad transitioned and Brian had sex with him.
Yeah.
And at the end he goes, hey, I fucked your dad. The first time I heard that, I died laughing. I did not expect it. And it's honestly like that's one that pops up almost instantly because it was more like a shocking thing.
Yeah.
And I was dying laughing. Because I used to get those for like Christmas and stuff when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Here's the season where I know you like. I was like, yeah, that's great. Oh God, it was so funny. So that was just like so shocking that it was said. Yeah, that's one that pops up. I mean, the Dumb and Dumber one. There's a bunch of Dumb and Dumber that get me because it's so idiotic and so great. It's just wonderfully written.
But it's one of those, like, as I'm formulating, and I don't even know why I started doing this. Mm-hmm. It was just like, that's a good one. I wonder what would be.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't, it's only to me.
Yeah.
So, it's like.
Yes, exactly.
As you start going through stuff, I'm like, that's pretty good, but is it on this list?
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, but.
Yeah, it doesn't make the cut.
Those are the two that stick out.
Yeah.
Like the other guys, I really like that movie.
Yeah.
And it's more of the, when he starts yelling at him, huh? You tough guy?
Yeah.
You like that, like really gets me pretty good. Stop, you're scaring me.
Yeah. Molly came up with these, obviously we are literally all in one room.
Yeah.
So she unfortunately gets to watch what I watch, and sometimes it's not great or whatever, but she has now picked up on the like movies that I quote the most.
Yeah.
Or that and she's never really like watched them.
Right.
So now she's like, is that why you said that?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Is that where you got that? Like, yeah, they're called movie references. You would laugh if you watched them or got them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is funny. It's like, yeah. I use them in the appropriate times. It'd be funny, But that's one she's been like, yo, you say this one a lot. Yeah. You say, and the one that I use a lot that nobody ever gets is the Dumb and Dumber, the Big Gulp one.
No.
Because Big Gulps have kind of like made like a comeback.
Yeah.
And every time I see one, I go, Big Gulp, huh? Well, see you later. And, and like nobody knows how to react to it. And I'm like, okay. All right. It's lovely.
All right,
it's great. Yeah, see you later. It's like, nobody gets it. No.
And there's like, the guys are so confused. Like they just kind of.
Yeah.
Just kind of hold it up.
Hey, fellas. Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later. It's great. It's fantastic.
That's what I love of, obviously I do it with you and my brother, and like, because most people, they don't, like, even people that watch the movies, but like, they just don't retain it.
Uh-huh.
Of like, well, I know you've seen that movie. How do you not know what I'm saying here?
Exactly. Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that one, I I think I quote Blades of Glory a lot.
Yeah.
And it's really one particular line, and it makes no sense. And I'll replay. The line is, "Get that goddamn bird out of my face, or I break its neck." I will say that with like other things. Like Molly will like show me like a stupid video, and I was like, "Get that goddamn phone out of my face, or I break it." Or something, you know what I mean? I'll say that one a lot. Oh,
I'll tell you what, that is a chance of a top 5 now that you mentioned that movie because I hadn't thought about it.
the hot dog scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they cut,
let me tell
you, does this look right to you?
It's so good.
Because everybody knows I'm like, that ain't right.
That ain't right.
Oh,
so funny.
This is a funny thing when I don't know if you remember at Lost Creek when we did dollar hot dogs and they were those small 8-to-1 hot dogs. And Tom didn't like them, so he'd always come in and he'd put 2 in.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I always say. Hey, is that right?
Is that right?
That
doesn't look
does
right.
this look right to you?
Look right to you? It's so subtle.
It's such a good line.
It's such a good line. Such a good line. Or the one, it's not, I don't think it's meant to be funny, but I laugh every time we do it in Blades of Glory because I took the move to the one place batshit crazy enough on earth to try it. North Korea, and Wilbur goes, "Of course." Like, it's gotta be. It's the only place that they get it done. Of course.
I'll tell you another one that it's going to take me so long to whittle this list down because another one that gets me too is just, it's supposed to be funny, but like the line, it's fucking Tropic Thunder.
Oh.
When Robert Downey Jr., when everybody started in, he just goes, "This motherfucker's dead."
I just watched that the other day.
This motherfucker's
dead. So good. So good. Tell him, McCluskey. Tell him what time it is. When he's describing what he's going to cook.
Oh, my God.
Oh, like, I love my coaching staff because they watch movies too.
Yeah.
And I'll like, during 2-a-days, we always buy, like, snacks and shit for the guys. And I came in it was like a Saturday morning. I come in, I said, I just started quoting that. Said, "Get some crab apples." But is it now, yeah? And they all start dying laughing. I'm like, thank you very much for understanding this reference. They're like, "Oh, I love that movie." I'm like, God, it's great. So all the kids are saying, like, what the fuck is he talking about? But no, it's a crawfish down at the patty, yeah. Hey, yeah.
That's such a, and like people. I think you could make that movie today because it's what, like, listen, Robert Downey Jr.'s time is like, he never caught any shit about the blackface.
No.
Ben Stiller caught the shit about Simple Jack.
Yeah. Simple Jack. Dude, oh my God.
Misha Binda Jack.
Yes.
It's like, I feel like I speak Mandarin now.
Yeah.
Misha Binda Jack.
When they are like doing their recon, Robert Downey Jr. and the other black guy, and he's like performing, and Robert Downey Jr. is like breaking down his performance. He's like, he's actually eased up on the retard thing. He's actually makes it more relatable to the audience. Yeah. That one always gets me too. Because it's like, what are you talking about? This guy's held captive right now, and you're judging his acting. Oh, it's good.
That's a theme song to the Jeffersons.
It's a theme song to the Jeffersons.
That makes not true.
I have a friend who says never go full retard.
Yeah.
he uses that one a lot. I was like, yeah,
that's pretty standard.
That's a good one. It's a good one. But yeah, that one, there's just so many of the just like one-liners that are so good, and you don't even think, like, I don't know, we watch a lot of shit. So it's, it's hard to pick, but that's a good idea to just go through. And,
it's just.
So I started doing ones of something similar, not quotes, but I started like your top, I would do like a top 5, like B-list actor.
Okay.
Like what, like, even if it's not there, because a lot of them don't have their own movies.
Right.
But like, who's like your B-list actor that's like your top 5? And I'm like, man, I think I have like 10. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just spare guys that are in, like, the dude who we always talk about that's the bad guy in every movie he plays in, like the blonde dude.
Yeah.
He's good in almost everything he does.
Yeah.
He's like, I mean,
fantastic.
I'm watching the second season of Tulsa King, and I'm like, of course he is.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't he be? Why wouldn't he be the bad guy in that one? And then the other guy in there is also one of my favorite B-list actors. I love Frank Grillo.
Yeah.
He was great
Yeah.
in almost any movie I've ever watched him in. The first movie I remember watching him in was that Warrior.
Yep.
The UFC fighter one, and I'm like, all right, he was good in that. And then you get like Civil War, he was really good, or The Winter Soldier and stuff, like he was good in that. And then he kind of had his own like little movies that he was in.
Yeah, I never watched that one like with him and Mel Gibson. Like people said it was good. I just never seen it.
I didn't know there was one.
It's on. I think it was an Amazon movie.
Mm.
It's one of the streamers' movies.
Okay.
It was like Mel Gibson.
Oh, wait. Is that the one where like it was like a time thing?
Something like
he would
that.
die and then he had to like learn. Yeah, I think I've seen that one. That one was pretty good. He's in one. It might be. He's got his own one on Netflix called like The Driver or something. That one's not bad. But I forget there's another one that he has. He's kind of like a gritty, tough guy. You know, pretty much what he's good at playing. But
I'm blanking on the guy's name. But he was. Well, he's in Tarantino's movies. He was the dentist in Django and what's the actor's name?
Oh, yeah.
He was the Nazi. And
Yep. I know what you're talking about.
But you could almost, even though like he is an award win, he's never the star of anything.
No.
He's always the second character.
The second character, yeah.
And is always fantastic.
Fantastic. Yeah, he's a good one. Yeah, he's really good too. That's a good one to add.
It's just maybe that's why it's because you can't remember their names.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I always felt that way about Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Like his best movies are the ones that he's not the.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, he has great scenes, his cameos.
Yeah.
Like him in like Starsky and Hutch and oh God, what's the other one I just thought of that he's in? Oh, Wedding Crashers. Like his little like scenes in those are so funny.
Yeah.
The Funeral Crasher. It's like
Dude, there's another one. Those great lines, fucking Starsky and Hutch.
Oh yeah.
When they're up there and he's like, when he's doing his character at the auction, and when like they're up there giving away, and you just
guilty.
Hear go,
guilty. That's great.
Guilty.
Guilty.
It's not even in the shot. Just hear guilty.
So good.
Guy rode a horse.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Like that's another movie. People shit all over that. I've watched that movie. I bet 10 times.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
It seems like you're going around robbing bookies.
Yeah. Guilty. That's good. It's a good one. And then like the Wedding Crashers, that I think I quote. It makes no sense why I quote it so much, but Mom, where's the meatloaf?
Yeah.
Every time I yell, "There's the meatloaf," you know, it always follows like, "Where's the meatloaf?" You know, it's like I don't know what she's doing back there. Or more for us, right? Like I say that one a lot. I don't know, more for us, right?
Crashed a funeral earlier today.
Yeah.
It does work.
Yeah.
Hang gliding right into the side of a mountain. An idiot.
Right? Have you watched? Did you watch any of that Cross? That
I've only seen the first episode.
I liked it. It's a little. I don't know. It seemed like they're trying to do like a Reacher thing with like James Patterson's.
Yeah, because
it's not based on any of the books. Is what I kept reading some stuff up about.
Which is kind of a like because I've read a lot of the books. Mm-hmm. It was back when I used to still read fiction.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to bother me.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. I'm like, well, why wouldn't you make it about? There's like because there's so many of those good.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, and they're great.
And you're not going to do 14 seasons. They only did 3 movies.
Yeah, is there 3 movies?
Tyler Perry.
Oh,
did
you're
one,
right. Yeah,
which I've never seen. I hated it from the beginning. Like I liked the movies. Okay. Morgan Freeman's not Alex Cross. Alex Cross is like 40 fucking years old with 2 kids. Morgan Freeman's like 70 when he did that movie.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like an athletic, like the dude who's playing him now is kind of like the mold, you know?
Yeah.
I like the season.
Yeah, I like the casting of the guy that played. It's perfect.
Yeah. I liked that show. It was a good one. It was something caught my attention pretty early, and it's kind of gruesome and
threw me off at the beginning, like when the wife, like she's wearing a Redskin scarf.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, it's like, what the fuck? When did you guys make this pilot? Oh, it's a flashback. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Odd that you made that choice.
That choice, yeah. What are you trying to protest something?
It's a flashback.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an odd one. No, but it was. I did enjoy that. I'm watching, like I said, the second season of Tulsa King right now. Did you watch any of that? I know you watched the first season.
That,
you watched. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I told you that I took the boys to watch the new Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the big deal is. I enjoyed it.
I think it was just people just pissed off about what he had said.
Oh, okay.
About
he doesn't represent America.
He shouldn't represent America. Like, what's Captain America? Okay.
But it's fine.
But then I think, like, because the opening weekend did poorly,
mm-hmm.
but then I seen, like, the second weekend is, like, the highest Marvel income of, like, any fucking movie in the second weekend. So it's like it's just a week behind.
Yeah. And I thought it was good. It's probably, I mean, people, I don't know.
People don't want a new Captain America.
Yeah. Well, the TikTok thing, these two guys talk about it a lot, and they're like, the whole critic vote thing, we don't really pay attention to that. The fan vote, like the Rotten Tomatoes thing, it was like 40% critics didn't like it, but like the fans were like 80%. I was like, because it was pretty good. It was one of the first times I've watched a Marvel movie in a long time that I didn't feel like I was there forever.
Yeah, because I've kind of been off Marvel shit because it's just been it was just too much.
Yeah, and I didn't watch any of the show, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
and they kind of explain that as you're moving through the movie, like the stuff that happened in that. Yeah. And essentially, kind of what I got it to, it's almost like a Hulk sequel from like Ed Norton's Hulk.
Yeah,
they reference a lot of that movie too.
Because I didn't watch the way I got around watching the Falcon and Winter Soldier thing was I just watched somebody react to it.
Oh, nice.
So in like a 24-minute YouTube clip, they'll cover two episodes.
Okay.
It's like, wow.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm not watching 8 hours of content. I can just get this shit done here in an afternoon.
Exactly. Yeah. But I enjoyed it. That was good. But
like I didn't like the multiverse, the Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
It's like it's a Doctor Strange movie, but it's really a Wanda movie. I don't know. Like, what are we doing here?
And now she's bad because she's mad that I hated the Vision one.
Yeah.
And like that one.
The
WandaVision. The WandaVision. And I tried it because it was during COVID.
I didn't even try it.
I did because it was COVID. And I'm like, there's nothing else to watch.
But yeah, it was just too much shit going on. And then it's like,
yeah, I didn't like it.
I don't need the multiverse shit, man.
Yeah.
Just come up with new fucking characters.
Yeah. Or it's okay if they die off.
And I think it's funny too, like now, like they got to do the multiverse so that there's some way that Iron Man can come back, but now he's Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Like,
makes no sense.
Okay.
Like I don't know.
I think you found out that Iron Man was famous, not you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you go outside of that and like, oh, my movies aren't selling. This was just Marvel shit and I killed off the character.
Yeah. Like the two people who are in charge of casting that are the guys who did Endgame in them. Those Russo brothers or whatever.
Yeah.
You didn't think people were going to be pissed that you made Iron Man the bad guy? Like your main bad guy going forward?
Yeah.
Like that's stupid. There's no other actor.
Yeah.
None. There's got to be. Like it makes no sense.
I think they just because people will go see it because of him.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but like Dr. Doom's a pretty cool character in its own.
Like the CGI of the Rock guy.
Yeah.
Not fucking great, man.
Oh,
it didn't look good.
Well, apparently it's almost like it's exactly like the comic book is what I get. And I'm like,
but but the CGI of it didn't look fucking great.
I like that guy's voice though. I watched the
it's like
it's the dude from the first Punisher season.
Yeah.
The guy he holds captive.
Yeah.
And I like his voice. He's like, because it almost sounds like New Yorkish. Like he's, you know what I mean? Like a, hey, you know, like one of those things. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool.
Well, that was the same way of like how people hated the new Deadpool Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched it. I was like, it's all right.
Yeah, it's okay.
I think people hated it because like all the other characters weren't in it.
Yeah.
For more than 2 minutes or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I couldn't stop laughing at Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
His fucking Louisiana accent is cracking my ass up. Because it's good.
Yeah.
Like I think that's why I thought it was so funny, because he did a pretty good job with it.
And I didn't know until I was watching like McAfee show when he was at the Super Bowl, and the fucking governor of Louisiana stopped by.
Oh.
And started talking. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a good time down here at the we're gonna have a good time down here at the Super Bowl, Pat.
Yes.
He's like, what the fuck?
Sounds just like him. It's so good.
This guy in like a 3-piece suit. It's like, we're gonna have a good time. Get some of them crab apples.
Oh, yeah. Well, like as a kid, I watched a lot of Swamp People.
Yeah.
So like I kind of got the accent a little bit, and then when he started talking, I just was like, man, that's funny. Funny accent.
But it's like, I kind of want that movie.
Yeah.
And I'd be good with either way. You want to put Taylor Kitsch in it, I'm fine. I like that guy.
I like that guy, yeah.
I mean,
good.
Dude, him as the Waco thing, he was phenomenal.
Oh, he was great. Yeah.
Women and children in here, brother.
Yeah. He was good in that Navy SEAL movie with Chris Pratt, or a TV show, the Amazon
and they're
series.
coming out with... Like he's got his own solo.
Yeah.
Where it's going to be obviously before.
Yeah, before he like stabs him in the back.
Before he fucked over all his friends.
Yeah. Then helps him kill them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what else?
That's another one that I'm losing interest in, because it's like, hey, that season was like a while ago. Like, you guys are taking a long fucking time to the point where I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's like I made the mistake and started the first 3 episodes of Reacher.
Oh, I haven't yet.
I just knew I should have waited, but I was bored and I couldn't sleep the one night, and I started them.
Yeah. And then have to wait for the week.
Yeah, and then I got to wait for fucking Thursday. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, I haven't. I'll probably start, because there's 3, but then 4. So I'll probably watch all 4 of them this weekend.
Yeah,
because there's not a lot going on.
And they're still good.
Yeah.
Still pretty good.
That's like people gave shit about the movies, man, because Tom Cruise is the big guy. It's like, I love the fucking movies.
Those movies were great.
The second one's okay. The first one's phenomenal.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's a badass, and just because he's not 6'3" and shredded out of his mind doesn't mean anything.
That's the one, like, is it is it Rosamund or whatever? The blonde lady in the first one?
Oh, yeah.
Of like, she's one of those weird ones of like, I think she's so beautiful that she sometimes looks unattractive,
Yeah.
It's kind of this weird, like, boy, like, you look really hot right now. And then, like, the next scene, it's like, I don't know.
I'm okay. Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get what the big deal is.
Yeah.
Then it really turned me off about the whole, that one with the fucking jerking off in the bathtub fucking shit show that she did.
What was that one?
It's some Amazon movie or whatever. It was like she was in, and like some guy jerked off in a bathtub or something. Something like that.
Okay.
That is involved in it. I do know that for sure.
Jerking off in a bathtub?
And what, happens to it after.
Oh, shit. Yeah. She was in that one?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, where the dude like licked it up? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but everybody told me about it. It was like, have you watched that yet? It's like, I'm not gonna.
No, that would that wasn't the scene.
To fucking see this.
No, and that wasn't the scene to get me to watch it either.
Yeah, don't explain that to me.
Yeah, Jesus.
That's not.
It's not what I want to see.
That's not interesting at all.
I do know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, I think she's in that movie.
Is she? Okay. She was in the. It's a little like. It's a movie, but not like a studio movie, like the one of like Shudder.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Whatever came up with this, it's like a horror crime thriller. It's called Strange Darling. It's pretty fucking good.
Okay.
And she's like the lead in that. It's actually pretty solid movie. It's like horror, but like if Tarantino did horror.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like the guy did it almost exactly like a Guy Ritchie Tarantino, where it's scene. You know what I mean? Like basically like a play. There's like an act one, and you know what I mean? And then it kind of all ties together at the end, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but I like those two guys, so it was like it made sense why I liked it.
Well, what's the, because you're an A24 guy,
mm-hmm.
What's the comedy that's coming out that they're doing? But like I watched the trailer for it, and it's like, boy, it seems like a horror movie.
Oh, the one with the unicorn?
I don't know. I don't remember.
There's a bunch of them that are coming out that.
But it's like I can't remember who the actor was. It's like, I'm pretty interested in watching this because of the actor that's in it. But it's like,
okay.
boy, this seems like a horror movie, but it keeps saying it's a comedy.
Oh. I don't know.
Can't remember who the hell was in it because I was gonna text you and then I didn't.
There's one that just came out called like The Monkey or something.
No, it's not.
That one's
no, this was just like it just released its first preview.
Oh, okay.
Like a week or 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. Yeah, but I like the A24 movies. They're
trying to think of who. I can't even remember who the actor was, but I was like pretty jacked up of like, yeah, I'd watch that.
Yeah. They are doing one where it's like I don't know, it seems like a comedy, but it's also like a horror movie too. And it has something to do with a unicorn. I find that interesting because like why would you do that? Oops, dropped a battery.
Oh, it's just called Friendship.
Okay.
It's got Tim Robinson's in it.
Ah, okay.
Tim Robinson, Paul Rudd, Kate Mara. Like, it's a good cast, but it's like, obviously it's Tim Robinson. It's going to be a comedy.
Yeah.
But then it's like, boy, this seems like a fucking horror movie. The way this is playing out. Dude, I seen a cut up of obviously, I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah.
With the driving crooner when he's like, I gotta make money off this. It's so good.
Yeah.
I really wanna. It was a picture. Like a picture of 9/11.
Oh shit.
And it said Toby Keith after 9/11. It's like,
yeah, I saw that clip.
I want to make money off this. I really want. It's like, Jesus Christ.
I saw that too.
It's just too good.
I saw that too. I saw it on TikTok too. Oh man.
Man, it's been a while since we've talked. I mean, Ohio State are national championships, but that feel like
that one?
Yeah.
The Eagles beat the Chiefs?
Yeah.
We've had all kinds of sports things go on. Ohio State are national champions. Who would have thought that?
And now it's already gone. I'm like, well, what are we doing next year?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Dude, the amount of people pissed off at the Matt Patricia hire.
Yeah, I know.
Of like, they're like, well, he was so shit. It's like they're not asking him to be the head coach.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. No, they're asking
defensive
him
coordinator.
The only thing, this is the biggest thing that I kind of took away from that was, as much as he says he wants to care about the defense, he made that hire because he trusts the guy to take care of the whole defense.
Yeah.
And he can make a comment here and there.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he wants. Now that Chip Kelly's gone, he doesn't have a guy to, like, lean on. And obviously, Hartline's play calling.
You don't know.
You don't know what it is. So, to me, that's what that hire was.
And it, to me, comes off of, like with Jim, which I've never been a Jim Knowles fan, but it did come off that after that first Oregon game, and they said that he had a meeting with him, and the defense kind of changed that week. That Jim Knowles was a little butthurt.
Yeah,
that he had to change his defense.
Yeah,
it kind of has that feeling.
It does. It does.
Like, well, every time you called your defense, we gave up like fucking 35 points, dude.
No shit. Yeah.
As soon as you started blitzing and like doing twists and stuff at the defensive line, like shit started happening.
Every time that they blitzed and left one-on-one coverage, Notre Dame scored.
Yeah.
Both of the running back plays out of the one against Texas was very obvious.
Yeah.
Both of the running backs, the wheels out of the backfield, were because they blitzed. They purposely ran those plays because they knew you were going to blitz in that down.
Yeah.
It wasn't rocket science because the announcer was like, it was the same play as before. It's like, yeah, because they blitzed off the edge and they left the guy and the safety had to come up and take the flats and the corner was one-on-one. Yes. It's exactly what happened. I wasn't a big fan of him. Not that I care about the Matt Patricia. We'll see how it goes. I honestly thought that I would have went after like Jim Leonard.
Yeah.
Like that was a name that stuck out to me because you had a very, very solid defense at Wisconsin with not great, not as good as players as what Ohio State has. And I don't know. That was me because he ran a college defense. It's not as, not saying that Patricia can't do a simplified defense.
I think he can.
Yeah, I'm sure he can. Guy's smart. He had, learned from a pretty good guy who's now coaching college football as well. So
it's also an aeronautical engineer.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this guy's a fucking idiot.
No, he's actually a really smart person. Yeah.
But it's one of those things too of like, because the first year is going to be a problem because they all, like Wink was the same way, like with Michigan. Like it took a little bit for him to dumb down of like, NFL things don't work in college because you don't have enough time. It's not their job, which it kind of is, but they still have to kind of go to school.
Yeah.
But of like,
and you limit what you can do. Like you don't have all the summer shit.
Yeah.
You don't have, like, you're doing it now. You're already installing shit in your spring because your spring starts here. So, you know?
And that would be thing too of like him learning from Bill of like they were always very basic. We're going to do what we're really good at. And that's what we're going to do.
I really hope that he takes we are going to set the edge.
Yeah.
Like we're going to, I really hope that's a thing.
That's Bill Belichick 101.
Yeah.
That's why they never was able to sign elite pass rushers because no, we're setting an edge.
Yeah.
Well, I can't get to the quarterback if I have to stay. But well, that's just tough shit.
Yeah.
This is a fucking team sport. And
yeah, so I hope that kind of, you know, the simplicity of, hey, this is your job. That's all I need you to do.
Yeah.
I don't need you to make any spectacular plays. I just need you to do what you're supposed to do. I hope that kind of comes in play too.
Listening to Lombardi's book because he talks about Belichick and Saban, obviously being in Cleveland with them, that they both have the same philosophy, just a little different. It is edge setting, obviously. Set the edge, quarterback pressure.
Yeah.
That's the basis of their defense.
Yeah.
And he said the only way they differ is Bill will throw, if it takes an extra guy to get that pressure, he will do that. If it takes 2 extra guys to get that pressure, he will do that.
Yeah.
Where Saban's a little more
not blitzy.
Hey, let's not blitz everything. Let's still do this, but it's still that set the edge, basically pressure up the middle. So
yeah.
Which was kind of how they ended up winning.
That's how they beat Mahomes.
Yeah.
I mean, the last year that Brady was in New England.
That was the thing, too, like when Gronkowski said that, he's like, well, they're just, they're doing the same thing that we would do. It's like, let Patrick run around and throw you interceptions.
Yeah.
Because and honestly, when you think about that, that's what he did against Tampa. Pressure up the middle. They just let him run all over and throw it and throw picks.
Yep.
That's what happened in the Super Bowl. And when the Bengals beat them,
that's exactly
what happened.
Yeah.
Run all along.
Yeah, I mean,
run all you fucking want, man. We got 7 guys back here.
Would you had it at 1st and goal in the 10 and didn't score?
Yeah.
To win,
was out of field goal range by the time it was over.
Yeah.
Of like, that's the thing. Of like, we got to, you got one, get pressure with 3, got a spy guy that he isn't going to make miss. And hey, we got 7 guys back here. If you can find a spot, fucking go at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Cooper DeJean, man, how awesome is that as a rookie?
Yeah, I know. On your birthday, too.
On your birthday.
Pick 6.
The whole, the exciting whites.
Yeah.
Being playing corner in the NFL and being white and getting a pick 6 off of Patrick Mahomes. It's
so cool.
But then it went exactly... Because that's why I was listening to like McAfee and them talked about that on the Friday before. I think AJ asked a question that Kansas City couldn't blow out Philadelphia, but Philadelphia could absolutely blow out Kansas City.
Yeah,
and it's like,
and I honestly wasn't shocked by any of it, because if you look back when Fangio was with Denver, now they never beat Kansas City, but they had the lowest point differential in the 4 years he was there.
Yeah.
Like they beat Denver by 6 or less 8 times. Like there was never a blowout.
Yeah.
They just didn't have an offense to counteract the Chiefs. You know what I mean? To counter or to help the defense out. Like we knew the Eagles did. So I wasn't shocked. The way he runs it, he knew he had a good enough defensive line to still run his too high.
Yeah.
Because that's what Fangio always has, too high safeties no matter what.
Well, and that's the thing too of, obviously, when you pressure the way they did with just 4. But then I didn't think about it until somebody said that. He goes, well, you think about that. 2 years ago, there was no defensive line pressure from either team because they kept slipping on the field.
Yeah.
Of like, boy, you forget about that. Of like,
that.
The Eagles' defensive line had no chance because everybody's just slipping and sliding.
Everywhere. Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
That makes sense now.
Yeah, it does.
But then it's a funny thing of like exactly what you thought would happen Monday. Oh, is Mahomes done? Is he ever going to? It's like, Jesus Christ, guys.
Man, he lost.
I mean,
Jesus.
This was the shittiest team they'd had.
For sure.
And they made it to the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
So let's fucking calm down. Now, I do think Kelsey should retire.
Yeah.
Because I'll say this, and like obviously has one. Like he looked fat all year.
He did.
He never looked like he was in shape.
He looked slow. I mean, He looked mentally slow. Like, I mean, some of the clips from like the Super Bowl where they're like pointing him out.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man, he didn't do shit on that play. And yeah, I think he should too. Just to not tarnish all the cool things he's already done.
This is what, 35?
Yeah, something
34?
like that. Probably 30.
I mean, like it's at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's at the time where all tight ends are normally a blocking tight end at this point in time.
Yeah, and he doesn't do that. So
no.
Yeah. And it's at the point in time where like your second and third tight ends are getting more catches during a game than you. Now I know the defense is still targeting you because they don't have any wide receivers.
Right.
But still, your second and third string tight ends are now getting a lot of the attention.
And it's one of those ones of like Kansas City's going to be getting in that, please don't make us do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because at $19 million, man, we can't pay you for this. So it's either restructure or we're going to cut you.
Yeah.
Or you can retire.
Yeah. And honestly, the Chiefs are going to really, that whole money issue is going to kind of come at some point in time.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to have an offensive line. They can't re-sign Trey Smith for what he's going to go for in free agency. You already saw your left guard had to play left tackle because your backups weren't good enough to play left tackle that you had there. So your offensive line is going to take a dump here real shortly because when you lost Orlando Brown and everything, you went downhill.
Yeah. Well, and that's like that was their downfall. Their offensive line was shit. And obviously they don't have any weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Their main thing, the only reason they keep making it is because every defensive draft pick they hit.
Yes, they do. God, they do.
They're fucking, they're all pros.
Yes.
Of like, I mean, got a bunch of defensive guys on rookie contracts.
Yes. And I tell you, I mean, obviously the Chiefs GM does a great job drafting and developing everything like that, but I don't know if Howie Roseman gets enough credit, man.
No, he doesn't at all.
He doesn't because anytime you talk about the Eagles, everybody brings up how turdish Nick Sirianni is, so you don't talk about anything else. But man, he's done a great job drafting.
Well, I think about, like, obviously being a Bengals fan of like, as stuff, the copycat league, the way it is like, all right, who had the best offensive line?
Yeah,
the Eagles did. Who had the best defensive line? The Eagles did. Who won the Super Bowl?
The Eagles.
The Eagles did.
Yeah.
I know they have two great wide receivers, but that doesn't matter.
I know they have Saquon, but that doesn't matter. Like you said, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because I really take the Lombardi thing on that too. Of like, you know, like the receiver. Because you see teams do this all the time. He says, a high-end receiver is the last piece to your team.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have everything else, they will wreck your team.
Yeah.
And you see that like when a Devontae goes to Las Vegas of like, well, you didn't have an offensive line. You don't really have a quarterback. But you have a $30 million receiver that's pissed off because he never gets the ball.
Yeah.
Of like,
I mean, look at Stephon
you
Diggs.
weren't ready to have somebody.
Exactly. I mean, look at Stephon Diggs. How many teams has he bounced around to?
Yeah.
He's a good receiver. But he was a diva on the Bills.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, why were you a diva on the Bills? They throw the ball. Now they're more running the ball now because they, have an offensive line that has some.
What's his name? Brown or for Philly?
Oh, yeah. A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Throwing a fit in the fucking Super Bowl because the ball was thrown at him. He was just getting tackled. Of like,
yeah, and then
dude, you are winning the fucking Super Bowl right now, and you're bitching about not getting the ball, of which he threw it to you. He was just middle of getting hit.
Yes.
Of like,
and then you catch a touchdown on the next possession, man. Like,
what
dude,
the
chill the fuck
dude?
out.
Calm down.
Yeah. Chill the fuck out.
It's getting dark in here.
Yeah, I know, isn't it? Told you it would.
Getting creepy, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more I got to talk about, to be honest with you.
Oh, I got one more thing.
Bring it up, baby.
They just put in I heard it was the Packers who just put in to have the tush push to be made illegal.
Gotcha.
And I see both sides of it, but the one side that I think it was Ian Rappaport had put on there, it's not when it's not nobody's doing anything illegal. It's a technique thing.
Yeah.
And you're going to ban a technique thing because people can't stop it. He's like, that's not a reason to ban something. It's not, nobody is chop blocking. Nobody is doing anything that you can't do in the rule books other than you can't stop it.
Right. But, and then like where I think, because I don't mind it, whatever. It's like, because not everybody has Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
And the day before showed you that because Buffalo couldn't make it work.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if Buffalo could figure it out, they would have beaten the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So it makes no sense why you would want to ban that.
Yeah.
Just because one team is doing it better than other people.
Yeah, and they stuffed it, 3 times?
Yeah.
Of like, hey, maybe don't rely on that because it's not.
And maybe switch it up, Josh Allen. You go to the left every time, dude.
To the point where they were pointing it out.
They were pointing it out. He's coming here, and you still didn't switch it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those of like, I don't mind it, but it's one of those too of, all right, if you're going to change that rule, basically the rule that you're changing is the pushing.
Mm-hmm. You can't push Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
okay. Then you can't.
Then you got to take it
back.
out. Like when a running back slams in there, and the tight end push, you got to call that too.
Yeah, you can't
like
win.
the Reggie Bush push.
Yeah.
Like you got to call that shit too. And downfield,
yeah, you got it. That's
when a
illegal.
linebacker stiffs one, and then an offensive lineman comes behind and hits him.
Yep.
No, you can't do that. That's a penalty.
Yep.
Now, I mean,
yeah.
And there's only one guy. There's only one team that's successful at it.
Yeah. That's I don't know. That's where I see
think it freaked a lot of people out when they said we can't award a touchdown. It's like, yeah, because they're just jumping off sides at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah,
they're going to get it. You know, they're going to get it.
Yeah, exactly.
The funny thing is like what they didn't think about is what I heard the next verse says. I think it was Big Cat go, well, who gets awarded that touchdown? Is Sirianni an anytime touchdown scorer?
Yeah.
Then does it go to the coach?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. It'd be funny.
Yeah, I don't mind the play because it's like there's only a handful of teams that would even do it. Like the Bengals aren't going to fucking do that.
No, not at all. Yeah. You're the people who your quarterback's not a pussy.
Baltimore's
basically.
not going to do that.
No.
Lamar Jackson's not doing that.
No. He's fragile.
I don't understand. Buffalo shouldn't do that. The way they have Josh Allen runs power.
No shit.
Just put a fullback back there.
Yeah, exactly.
You probably would have won the game if you did that.
Uh-huh.
But the fact that like you couldn't get, that's the one that it gets me because two of the teams I root for being Ohio State and the Cincinnati Bengals, that when it's 3rd and 1, it's like they're not fucking getting this.
Yeah.
They're going to try to run it and that they can't run for 1 fucking yard.
Yeah. Yeah. I love offensive lines, but the two teams I root for don't use them.
Yeah, they don't know how to do it. That's a... I understand they got to put it up for a vote, but it's like, come on, what are we fucking even talking about?
It makes no sense.
No, I mean, the person who should have put it in was fucking Saquon.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you took like 9 fucking touchdowns
from me.
Like, I just ran 70 fucking yards, got tackled on the 1, and I don't get the touchdown.
Yeah.
Like,
fuck you, dude.
What the fuck, man?
You suck. Take away my shit?
Because I don't remember what the stat was. I don't know how many rushing touchdowns Saquon had this year.
Yeah.
But I want to say there was like 6 or 7 that Hurts had from like the one inside the 2-yard line of like, well,
yeah.
I mean,
you son of a bitch.
Come on.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. That's a bonus.
That's an MVP.
Yeah, you're right.
He picks up 7 more touchdowns and rushed for 2,000 yards.
Yeah, that's definitely an MVP.
Still not going to win it, but
no.
I'll tell you the one that got me, like the whole MVP thing when they're pissed off about Lamar not getting it over Josh. And it's like, one, it's, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like it was just Josh's turn to win. That's usually how those awards go. And they start talking about, well, Lamar threw for more yards and he threw for more touchdowns. It's like, well, fucking Joe Burrow threw for more than both of you. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I said if the Bengals would have made the playoffs, then Joe would have won the MVP.
Yeah, probably would have.
Yeah. But again, like you said, it was just Josh's turn to win it because that's how it works. Because how many times would have Tom Brady won it?
Yeah.
Because he's the MVP.
Yeah.
How many times would LeBron have won it in a row? Because he had better numbers than everybody else. Like you can't, they're not going to give it to the same person every year.
That's like, that you go, there's like a 19-year stretch in the NFL where the only MVPs possibly would have been Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody else would have won one.
No.
And that's probably the way it should be.
Yeah.
It's like, like Bill Belichick's won Coach of the Year like fucking twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Andy Reid's not even in the fucking running.
Yeah.
For it. I mean, it's like, what are we fucking talking about?
Urban didn't win it, and didn't win Big Ten Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
I don't think he won it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think he had a losing record. I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, and they never did. It's like, it's because they're expected to do that. It's like, well, that doesn't mean it's still not hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
it means he's a great coach. Yeah.
Which I think like the coaching and stuff and MVP stuff, I think it should be after the fucking season. Now, granted, I know they want to do that in that week in between.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, you get paid for getting to the playoffs and what you do in the playoffs. That's what,
Yeah.
But what do I know, man? What do I know?
Fucking shit.
I'll tell you what's really weird right now is, because obviously our recorder is pointed at me.
Yeah.
Is me talking and I can't see you.
Oh, really?
No, I can't see you at all.
Right now, it looks like. I didn't want to say anything because it's funny, but.
Oh, I know what it looks like.
Yeah, it just looks like there's like a big dick in your face right now.
Yeah.
Because the microphone shadow.
I know. I can tell how the light is lit. But it's like, it feels like it's like I'm talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Like it feels like I'm the only one in the room right now.
It looks like you're telling me a horror story when we were kids.
There was this guy.
Yeah. When you lit a cigarette earlier and you could just see the ember of the cigarette, I was like, we in a Western right now?
Cool.
What the hell's going on?
There's this guy back in the day. He used to fit us for jock straps in the old shed out behind the Ball Diamond. Turns out he wasn't even a coach.
Yeah.
It was just Steve from
Groundskeeper Willie.
Oh, pedo Willie. It's always a Willie.
Yeah. Willie will get you in trouble.
Tends to. Not anymore, but used to.
Used to.
Used to. I think that about ended it.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
I got nothing else for you.
All right.
Let's end it.
WideSide!